Welcome to A Beautiful Day, Un Día Bonito. I'm your host, Giselle Figueroa, and I'm here with the amazing Dr. Raul Coronado. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
It's like I'm looking at my executive producer right now. You look just like me. As the father of our executive producer, can you tell us about your family growing up?
Grew up in Texas. I'm from Houston, Texas. My wife is originally from Laredo, Texas, but then moved to San Antonio. As far as I'm concerned, I come from a single-parent family. My mom raised 5 children. She and my father were both from Mexico, legal immigrants from Mexico. So there were 5 kids, 4 boys and a girl, and we were barrio kids, and we lived in an environment that was not too healthy. I lost 2 of my brothers to violence in the barrio. Due to my mother working 2 jobs, she was able to get us out of the barrio into a decent neighborhood in Houston. So we grew up under her influence, which was always do the best you can at what you do, no matter what it is. Whether you're washing cars or you're an executive in a company, whatever you do, do the best you can. But for sure, get your education. So she put that out there, and we always carried that, at least I did. And went on to high school, did very well there. After high school, reality hit. No money for college.
Unfortunate, right? Still happens nowadays.
No money for college. And so then the only thing left was the Army. So I went into the Army for 3 years. I volunteered. But I told them, I'll go for 3 years if you give me a school. So they put me through medical technology school. Awesome. And I became a medical technologist in the Army. But while I was in the Army, I applied for and got a scholarship to the University of Texas. And the last month I was in the Army, my buddies and I decided to go to a dance. And it was at the USO. So the moment we get in, we see there's a bunch of college girls over there.
The first thing you see.
The first thing we see, a bunch of college girls. Turned out to be that the one I chose at that dance was going to be my wife.
Oh.
I was in the Army in San Antonio, Texas, which is where she lived. And she was home for the holidays. Well, the month ended. I left the Army, went into the University of Texas, and we continued corresponding and seeing each other back and forth. And finally, after a year and a half, we married and began to develop our family. I was going to medical technology school to get my degree in medical technology. And I said, well, let me jump another step and go to pharmacy school. So I was in pharmacy school. And then I said, why not take another step and become a physician? So I went to my wife and said, okay, here we have a choice now. I can be a pharmacist or I can be a physician. If you want me to be a physician, I can't do it in the States because this was in the 60s now. In the 60s, it was very hard to get into medical school. Plus, if you were a Mexican kid, it was even tougher.
I'm sure.
So, no way I was going to get in. So, with my wife's backing, we sold the house, we sold everything. I got accepted to a University Autónoma de Guadalajara in Mexico. And she took off to find us a home in Guadalajara, Mexico. Her and her dad. I did it at the University of Texas, winding up my last course in the summer of '67. So we found a little house. I finally was able to meet her there and went through 5 years of medical school in Mexico. Mexico was very good. It was good because of medical school. Good because I had my wife. And we had Gilbert Coronado and Adriana Coronado in Mexico. Well, in Mexico, at that time, you could only have one citizenship. You were either a Mexican or either you were an American. So right away, went to the consulate and got our papers done. And so Gilbert is an American and Adriana is an American, even though they were born in Mexico.
You were one of the few Latin families in the town of Summit. You then were looking for in-home offices to purchase. Can you tell us about that?
If you know New Jersey, it's a very affluent town.
I do.
Summit is old money. And right across the highway, Route 24, is Short Hills, which is new money.
Yes.
And so we were Hispanics and, medical students and very poor. And luckily, the hospital gave us housing. And toward the end of my 3-year residency in family medicine, we had to decide what we're going to do now. So I thought, well, I can't afford a home and an office at the same time. I'm just getting out, a residency.
Right.
So I said, well, let me have a home office. because, you know, I don't have to spend extra for an office because it's my home.
Right.
And all I do is come down and go open the door and I'm in the office, right? Well, I was working hard in the hospital, winding up my residency program. My wife was out there looking. She came across this newspaper ad that said, "Enter our doctor's house for sale." It was an estate sale. He was moving on and closing his practice. So she went over there and found out he had a home office. And it turns out he took a liking to my wife. And he said,
How could you not, right?
"How could you not?" So he said, "I want you to be able to have this house. And I'm willing to help you to do that because I know your husband's just getting out of residency." He said, "Here's what I'll do for you. Give me $1,000, which was, for me, a lot of money.
Of course,
Still,
yeah.
I will carry the mortgage. No bank. I will carry the mortgage." He did all that but because of my wife. He took a liking to my wife and said, "I want you to raise your children here like I raised mine."
Oh.
I mean, it was a true gentleman and took us to heart.
So
you
when
know.
I go looking for a home next, I'm bringing your wife with me. Well, actually, anywhere I go now, from now on.
Take her with you because she's the gem.
So much like your son, you are very active in the Latin community. Can you tell us about the organization you started, the Spanish American Club?
When I was in Summit, New Jersey, which is an affluent town, we did have some Hispanics there. And we were not united. They did their thing and other people did their thing. So like, wouldn't it be nice if we had a way we could talk in Spanish among ourselves, celebrate our culture, be friends, do things together. And so we decided to start a Spanish American Club. And my wife and I were integral in starting that up, and with some of the other residents. And it turned out that we did do a lot of things together. We had dances together, we went to events together, we went to trips together. And with the money that we got from the dances that we put on, we started giving away scholarships to the kids.
Oh, nice.
So it was a very community-oriented group, and we looked out for the Hispanics. It was a way for people to get together and let their hair down, and still give back to the community in the way that we were able to.
You lived here in the Poconos for many years now. What is it that appeals to you?
It's about community, people helping people, whether it be a food bank, or whether it be Meals on Wheels, or whether it be helping veterans. Whatever it is, it's community. And so that's what I like about it. It's that feeling of community.
Like we're all one family.
We're all one
Yeah.
family.
So you also currently serve on the board of Pleasant Valley Manor Nursing Home. Can you share with us a little bit about your involvement?
I've always had this thing for the elderly, in a way I could help them in a way that we use the skills and knowledge I developed over the years. I thought, well, if God gave me these talents and made it possible for me to have this knowledge, I'm going to share it. And I'm going to share it in a way that's going to make a positive impact on the elderly. So I was asked by the commissioners in Monroe County if I would help them work with Monroe County owned nursing home. And I did. And what I do there is I'm assured they have quality of care. I'm assured that the falls are within range,
Right.
that going back to the hospital within range, that there's no abuse, and the quality of care that they get from the nursing staff and from the administrative staff is top quality.
Sure.
So that's what I'm devoting my life to, and now that I'm retired.
So thank you so much for everything that you do for the community, you and your son and your family. I love you guys so much. Thank you again for being on the show with us.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for watching Beautiful Day Un Día Bonito. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Giselle with A Beautiful Day Un Día Bonito. I am here with one of my favorite people that I actually met on season 1, AJ. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
I adore you. Okay. I remember when I first met you on season 1, and you were walking in. I'm like, who is this walking in on my show? And I absolutely fell in love with you, and everyone's gonna know why.
Well, the same as, of course, right back at you.
No, I think I love you more.
We can fight about it later.
All right, we're gonna fight about it later. So, Tell me about your rich background.
Okay. Well, I was born in Peru, Lima, Peru, and I was adopted into a wonderful family who scooped me right out of Peru and came down and spent 4 months living there, living and breathing Peru, and brought me back to San Diego where I was raised, and then I moved to the Poconos, and I've been here for about 15 years now, and it's been an incredible time.
What are some of your memories of your home country of Peru?
Well, I don't remember much because I was very, very young.
How old were you?
I was less. I didn't exist yet when they all decided that I was going home with the Thayers and I was going to be a Thayer.
It's actually the Awesome Thayers.
The Awesome Thayers,
Let's try
of
to
course.
throw that in there.
You're absolutely right.
Perfect.
And it was already decided. It was so predestined. It was like everything fell into place the right way. And my parents came down before I was born. And when I was born, my mother tells me stories of this woman we were living with. Her name's Tia Anna, and she was wonderful, and they all loved me. I was called Gordito, you know.
That's what we're known for.
I
like,
know, and the
"Ay, qué
big old
gordito lindo."
cheeks. And just always having such a great time down there. Like, the food is incredible. The culture is incredible.
Speaking of, what is your favorite Latin dish?
Well, being here, I have to go to Inti. For just about anything
So
there, Inti is
yummy.
amazing.
So can you tell our viewers how amazing
Absolutely.
your family is?
Oh, I would love to. What a dream.
Please.
Well, okay, let me start
So
off
they all
by saying-
understand.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Let me start off by saying that when I was adopted in this family, my father owned a bakery. My mother was a reverend that did weddings out of that. So I grew up in this community of just wonderful people and being surrounded by
Yes.
wonderful people. And then when we moved here, you know, my mother is my inspiration. She is my rock. She is my foundation. She is so strong for me when I was not.
You're going to make me cry about your mom.
I'm so sorry.
My makeup, AJ.
Well,
And your dad.
my dad is that gentle guiding light that is just like a lighthouse at sea.
Yeah.
I know him. We have that family connection. I'm so proud of that because it
You
wasn't
should
always
be.
that way.
No, and family's everything.
Yes.
Everything. You weren't named originally AJ.
Yes.
Can you tell our viewers who you were named and share that amazing, incredible story that I know and
Yes, you do.
we
You
need to
do
share
know.
it.
Yes. I was originally named Anna Catherine Thayer. I was named after my grandfather's mother, who I never got to meet. I am a trans man. I am a transgendered man going from female to male. Oh, thank you, darling.
I love you.
I have been medically transitioning for about 2.5 years, been on testosterone. It's been a time.
I'm sure.
It's been a wonderful time. It's been a hard time, but it's been more
All worth
blessings
it.
than anything else, and absolutely worth it at the end of the day. Because
And your happiness.
yes, and living my truest, authentic life is everything.
Yep. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you so much.
Again, I super adore you. So, what have you learned from your ongoing experience, and what would you like to share with the LGBTQ community?
Whatever I was feeling back then, when I thought I was very dark and I was in a really bad place, it was still valid, even though it hurt.
Of course. It made you who you are.
It hurt, and it was hard, and it was challenging, and I challenged my parents constantly, and I challenged with school, and it was a hard time, but it was valid, and it was real for me. And for the LGBT community, if you are feeling that way, if you are feeling estranged, alone, isolated, scared, I want you to know that you're not.
Yep.
The LGBT community is so large and expansive.
Oh my God, yeah.
And yes, I mean, it could be your neighbor, it could be your best friend, it could be, you might not know, but.
I have a
yes.
sister. She's a lesbian, and she is other than my 2 children, she is
Sure.
my entire world. I remember when I was younger and she came out to me, and she was a little scared, I guess, to tell me. And
Sure.
even back then, I was like, are you kidding me? You are my life. You're my heart, and I love
Sure.
you, and I support that community 100%. And I love every single one of you because you guys are amazing, and we're all equal, no matter what we are or who we are or what we love. We all love equally, right?
Absolutely.
So
Well, that's why we're doing this in June, right? That's why we're doing this Pride Month
can't
and
wait.
having that pride
Awesome.
and knowing and being there for each other and
yeah, 100%.
absolutely
Pride Month is awesome.
everything.
You've gone through some recent changes.
Yes.
Which I would love for you to share with our viewers. What that was, how you feel since undergoing that procedure.
it's considered top surgery, which is basically a double mastectomy. For trans men, it is like it's one of those things that it's like, I got to get there. I'm going to figure out a way. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but we're going to get there. And all of the stars just aligned this year. And it worked out that I had top surgery on September 19th with Dr. Kathy Roomer in Philadelphia.
Awesome.
And it was the most incredible experience. I woke up out of surgery dancing, laughing, joking with the nurses. Everyone was my friend.
I don't think anybody ever wakes up out of surgery that way.
Except for me.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you so much.
You are on a podcast, My Stories, Chapters, and Challenges, and you are currently penning your story, Becoming AJ.
Yes.
What's next for AJ, and where can people learn more about you?
I have a Facebook page for Becoming AJ. It's going to be following the journey of me actually even writing it and being a part of and doing things, and you can reach me from there. I have my own personal Facebook, of course, AJ Thayer. And the big thing right now is getting that done, talking where I can, when I can, about being normal, about all of this being normal.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, making a difference. So I'm hoping that...
and you will. You're doing that every day. You're a wealth of knowledge in this field and an inspiration to so many. And again, I support you 100%. I love you and I adore you, and I love your mother. I love your family, and you're our family, right? You're a Beautiful Day family, and you're a family outside of that. So I support you 100% in everything that you do, and I want you to continue going strong and keep on making those changes and changing lives out there, because there's so many people out there that are afraid, right? And
Absolutely.
they hear you, and you're so confident and brave and so strong, and people are going to look up to you. And I'm sure they already do, right? Like I said before, we all love the same.
Absolutely.
So
we all love the same. We all are. We are just humans living in this existence, being ourselves, and that's what we're going to do, right?
Yep.
Our best and highest selves.
I love it. And I love you. And
I love you so much.
Thank you for being here. And I can't wait to have you back again.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It was a joy.
Yes. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned. Welcome to Beautiful Day Un Día Bonito. I'm your host, Giselle Figueroa, and I'm here with the owner of Major Hyundai, Nadder, Nejad. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And you're also a proud supporter of our show, so thank you for that as well.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your background?
I was born in New York, grew up in California, moved here when I was 19, moved to the East Coast when I was 19, and that's it.
Do you like it here?
I don't like the cold.
Yeah.
But I do like it.
But you're
here.
used to it from New York.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
But I do. I like it. It's a good place to raise a family.
Yeah.
And
It's quiet, a lot quieter than
correct.
New York.
There's no doubt.
So how did you get into the automobile business, and what inspired you?
I needed to work. So I moved here and applied for a job at a car dealership, and I actually applied for the job to wash cars. Like, I was 19, so I just wanted to. And the person that interviewed me actually hired me. Said, "Oh, you seem friendly," and hired me to sell. And then I realized selling cars is very little about the car and just about people and communicating and listening and wanting to help people, and I like that.
So you have the most memorable commercials. Where does that creative side come from? Which I have to say, my daughter dances to your funny commercials all the time.
Well, tell her thank you.
She may want to be part of that commercial.
Absolutely.
Okay,
well, like
deal.
mother, like daughter.
Yep, absolutely.
So my business partner actually writes the commercials. He creates them and does them, and then tries to get me to talk me into goofy and goofier stuff. They're funny, and people laugh, so that makes me happy. I don't mind making fun of myself. So, and if you see TV commercials, like especially from car dealers, most of them are kind of serious and stuffy and boring. Yeah.
And then there's Nadder that comes through.
Right. See, and honestly, and people come in. I mean, literally every day, someone will come in and say, "Hey, saw your commercial. It makes us laugh." So as long as it makes people laugh, I'm good with it. I like it.
So you pride your dealership on being diverse and working with people within the Latin community. Can you tell us about some of your Latin employees and their roles?
I have our controller is Latin. She basically runs the dealership, and we have a technician, actually two technicians, my recon manager, my title clerk. So what I need is salespeople. I need a. I'm
going to talk to Gil and ask him if I can just switch my job.
Let's go. I like it. there's definitely a need for it. I mean, it would be a great opportunity for someone. So if anyone out there is looking, come see me.
I'm bilingual.
Well, I need two. So
Maybe Gil will come along.
Giselle takes one, and
So what are some of the services you provide and you think would appeal to the Latin community?
any vehicle that you purchase from us comes with a warranty, no matter what. All of my vehicles come with 2 years of no charge maintenance that I include. I pay for all your inspections as long as you own the vehicle. I take care of as long as you own the vehicle that you purchase from our dealership, I'll inspect every vehicle in your household, even if you did not purchase it from me.
Even if it's not
Nothing to do with the Hyundai, nothing to do, you could have bought it in New Jersey, New York, wherever. You bring it to me and I'll inspect it for no charge every year. So yeah, we try and do, whatever we can to kind of help. And we have free coffee and free fruit and
free coffee, I'm there.
Yep, free hot chocolate in the wintertime. And so you can come in, and free Wi-Fi and watch TV and get your service done.
Awesome. So you have a wide variety of pre-owned cars. Tell us about your process in selecting those pre-owned vehicles.
Well, I mean, obviously we trade. So that's always the best way. Most of the time they're local vehicles. A lot of times we actually sold them and now we've traded them back in. So those are the easy ones, but they're obviously far fewer than I would like. Right. So most of the vehicles I go to the auction, purchase them, and then we have a process that gives us a certain amount of time to go over the vehicles. If I don't want the vehicle, I can send it back. So we do like a 15-point check that we do to the car immediately. It's like what we call a quick check, just to make sure these basics are covered,
right.
And the vehicle's good. And then if that's the case and everything's good, then we do another one, which is like 85 points, 86 points, depending on the car, that goes over it entirely to make sure the car is perfect. And that's one of the reasons why I can include a warranty and maintenance,
right, yeah.
Because we've done everything to make sure the car is right. And if the car doesn't pass either one of those, then we just send it back and, well,
I'm going to come visit you guys.
Yes, definitely. Stop by.
We're so thankful for your support on Beautiful Day. What are some of other organizations and events that you support?
I'm a supporter, the dealership's a supporter of the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
Nice.
So we're very active in that. We've supported that for the Lehigh Valley for, I think, 7 years now. In 2014, I was the Man of the Year for them, so we do that.
Congratulations.
Thanks, it was good. We support the local YMCA right here. We do the bulletproof vests for police officers and the K-9 unit every year, their golf tournament. Lots of golf tournaments. We do lots of golf because everyone likes to play golf. So we try and help out there. And we support and I do a lot for the local youth softball, baseball, and football programs. As far as uniforms for the kids and pizza parties and whatever we can do. So whatever we can do to try and help. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, I feel grateful that I can, so I do.
I'm sure. So where can people learn more about Major Hyundai?
Our website is majorhyundai.com, and we're right on 611, and next to the Sunoco, kind of catty corner from Staples, right on 611. So it's a few minutes.
Just say Target, and everybody will know.
Yeah, correct. We're in front of Target.
Everyone loves Target.
Yeah, correct. Literally.
So thank you for joining us. It was super
absolutely.
fun.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for all your support. And I'm going to come and apply for the sales position after I talk to Gil.
Excellent. So I need only one more person.
Yep. I mean, listen.
Oh,
Gil,
you would do fantastic.
Great.
I don't have a doubt in my mind.
Well, now we know.
Yes.
I'm going to be there.
Excellent.
Thank you again.
You're welcome.
Thank you guys for watching us, and stay tuned.